Hi again. Welcome back. I'm actually continuing my series of TSM's fails at Worlds 2017. This is the second game I'm gonna review, TSM vs WE, Day 7. This is the second game they played, and yeah, let's just jump right into it and see the types of errors and see if we can consider any other better possibilities for the game. We're going to start the same way as we did last time with picks and bans, and we'll see it through to the end. So let's start right here.
If game is really dangerous to play as well, and you need to make sure you're not doing it, because what if TSM didn't get a solo kill by Bjergsen in the last game?
Okay, so WE bans out Tristana again, which is good. Everybody seems to be banning out Tristana against Doublelift. Makes sense. Doublelift's been really good with Tristana. So
it was what is being picked right now. What
they also ban out the Rakan, which I actually like from WE because Biofrost is an insane Rakan. So it shows that they've adapted. You know, Rakan was a lot of the problems, or one of the major problems that happened to them in the first game. I think, yeah, it's a better draft from WE. Banning Galio is good. The Chinese team seem to be really comfortable with Galio. Galio's been played in China a lot this year, so you can't give that pick to a person like GA. It's a good ban. Callista's a good ban as well, for obvious reasons. Gragas is a weird ban. I mean, it's mostly a Kandi champion. I think Sven's played it a few times this year, but it's... I don't know, just seemed like a weird ban. Kog'Maw is a good ban against WE because Mystic is a monster on Kog'Maw, and Janna and Lulu are still alive, so instead of banning one of the 3 supports that they know of in the tank meta, they're banning Kog'Maw instead, which is a good adaptation by TSM from the last game we watched against Misfits, because the last game they banned one of the 3 supports and then got kind of pigeonholed into picking a support that wasn't one of the top 3 supports in the meta by Misfits. So this was a good change, a good adaptation by TSM. Just ban the Kog'Maw. That's great. They pick up Janna on WE. Makes sense. Janna's a great PO support. We've been over it. TSM picks up Jarvan, which I really like, because it's a hard engage that's a very flexible pick. You can put it in top lane for Haunter, you can give it to Sven Skirnin in the jungle. And they pick up Twitch. And I also like this because Twitch was shown. I think Fnatic played it, and SKT played a game of it, and HQ played a game of it. And it's been shown, it's had a breakout this Worlds. It's shown that it's a good, strong pick for this sort of meta. And there's a lot of long-range burst for it. So not too long ago, I believe, to her base attack speed. Like it's just so much damage long range, especially late game. It's a great champion, and it works well with Lulu. So I actually like Twitch. And then WE throws a curveball and picks Caitlyn. Now, okay, this throws anything into disarray, because TSM's now like, what the fuck? Caitlyn's still a champion? Like, yeah, so now W's done a curveball. They picked up the Sejuani, and now they picked up a Caitlyn. So things are looking a little weird from this composition. You can't exactly figure out what they're going to do. You know that Caitlyn's kind of a bully in lane, but you're not exactly sure how hard she can bully the Twitch anymore, because you probably haven't played that much of it in solo queue or even in scrims. Judging from last season, but that's way before before it got updated and, you know, nerfed over and over and over again. you know that Caitlyn's kind of a bully in lane. They did give her some of her attack speed back, but they did reduce some of her damage. So maybe Janna offsets that. If I'm TSM, I'm a little bit scared of that, but having a Lulu, I feel like we're going to be okay in lane. At least to a point where Doublelift should be able to till CS. He'll be able to CS at least on your turret. They may not be able to stay even in the middle of the lane, but they'll be able to last in this lane, or should be able to.
They could look to early rotate it if they still want to keep the flexibility.
Now, WE is banning Gnar, which I like because Gnar and J4 is an insane combination. Gnar, J4, and Lulu and Twitch. That's a monster of a composition. And they banned Syndra.
TSM had Cho'Gath in the top lane against 957 last time.
I'm not entirely sure. I don't really like the Syndra ban. I guess it gives you more mid-game power, so maybe that's what they want to do. They want to force TSM into a full late game composition where they don't have mid-game options, and they've seen that Syndra is a comfort pick for Bjergsen, so they're just going to ban it out. They're like, okay, we're not going to deal with the Syndra. TSM bans Lucian, which all the Chinese teams have kind of shown that they kind of like Lucian. I don't think Xie is somebody who plays it nearly as much as, say, like a Scout, but in such a strong mid-game composition where it looks like they made turret siege, having another 80 carry mid lane seems kind of rough. And also, I think they had picked Rumble at that point, so TSM knows they need an AD champion in the mid lane in order to offset the Rumble to get more AD damage in the comp. So Lucian's a good ban. And they ban out the Shen because they feel like Caitlyn Janna is going to pressure them under turret. They know that, so they don't want to get, just like against Misfits, pigeonholed into a composition where Misfits is just going to have the ability to dive on them all game in the early game. At 6, they're going to have a great roam. I love these bans. Let's just go back. I love these bans. These bans are perfect from both sides, I think. Maybe the Syndra and the Gragas are a little weird from WE, but these are great bans from both sides. The picks, well, after the Rumble was picked, we saw Cho'Gath and a Ryze picked, I think. No. We saw Cho'Gath picked, and then Rumble pick. Okay, so yeah, and they banned Lucian as soon as they saw Rumble. Right? No, they just banned Lucian on the off or chance. Okay, so these are solid bans. The bans are solid. Cho'Gath here. Okay, so I recommended Cho'Gath against Misfits last game, and while I think Cho'Gath's really great for his silence utility and his scaling, and he's actually kind of good in this situation because Caitlyn has a lot of trouble with ultra tanks at the end of the game. Cho'Gath is scaling, and Janna's pretty good against Cho'Gath because her peel makes it really hard for Cho'Gath to get involved. You know, he kind of bumbles into team fights, and usually just has to flash on like an 80 carry or something and try to get a munch in if he really wants to get something done. Outside of that, he's just a rupture and silence for utility, and maybe he's hitting tanks with his Vorpal spikes. I guess in this scenario, where this is the comp you see when Cho'Gath is picked, Cho'Gath is good here. Because you see Janna, you see Caitlyn, you see Sejuani. So you're saying, okay, well, we know we want a bigger front line for Twitch. We want to make sure that we can get big bodies in front of the Twitch. Cho'Gath with Lulu, we can speed the Cho'Gath up if we want to. He gets even bigger if we have to get him even bigger. His ult's gonna do a bit more damage. Even though that's probably gonna go on Twitch. Lulu's ult's gonna go on Twitch, but he's not a bad pick. He's good here. I like this pick from Parth. I think Cho'Gath is it's a good decision from what he sees in this draft, which is a weird draft right now. So it's really good adaptation. They've stopped the Shen. They're saying, okay, we're not going to allow them to just roam on us and roam on our bot lane all game and just have this shoving comp like that. And they ban the Lucian and say, okay, now you can't just pick or you need some sort of 80 damage to couple alongside this. And Team WE responds by saying, okay, we're going to pick full on, in your face, mid game, we're going to fight you composition. Alright?
Galio and Rumble are three champions that I feel like WE has had a higher priority on than many other regions.
Rumble in the Cho'Gath is not an awful matchup. It's not. This isn't like a counter pick. It's not gonna do insane things against Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath shouldn't get completely abused by the Rumble. Maybe he'll get pushed in, but Cho'Gath can farm under turret quite well. But what you do know from this is that WE is looking to fight you at 2 to 3 items. When Rumble gets his Haunting Guys, when Rumble gets his Zanya's 2-item spike, he's gonna want to start a fight with his ultimate. And Rumble's gonna do a lot of damage in mid-game team fight. When Caitlyn gets her IE and a crit item, maybe 2 crit items coupled alongside it, full boots, they're going to want to start a fight right then. They'll all be spiking at about 2 items. Even Jace spikes right around 2 items. So you know that they're looking to fight 19-20 minutes into the game. And your comp really doesn't. Like, you're okay with it, but they're stronger at that point. I would say, unless like you can really get Twitch to a good ultimate from the Twitch, WE is favored in a mid-game fight.
I think it's because of the boot camp they did, where they're most equalized.
Holy damage as well coming in from
And then
Team WE in this pick phase.
This happens.
See what TSM rounds it out with. That LeBlanc still on the board. We may see Bjergsen try to get a little crazy with some solo kills here.
I so much prefer a Rise here. I feel like that it would fit so much better with the composition of TSM. You have the scaling value too. It does well into the Jace. And I think that this pick is just, it's more respectful towards Xie and LeBlanc.
They pick a Rise. Is this bad? No. I think Rise is okay in the Jace. Rise has decent mid-game damage. Rise has roaming ability. Bjergsen's very comfortable with the champ. He's innovated most of the gameplay with the champ currently, the new Rise. So you know he can play it. It gives your team good rotations. I like the Rise. But I almost would have preferred a Cassiopeia. Yeah. I would have preferred a Cassiopeia. Then you get more engage to couple alongside your Jarvan. With Cassiopeia's ult, you get her Miasma, which is really good at locking people down into a team fight. Once they engage, they can't get out. Cassiopeia's quite good in the chase. Uh, as soon as she hits 6, if Jace jumps in on her in hammer form, she can ult him, and that's just a kill for Cass. She also has pretty decent early laning against Jace with the miasma, locking him down so he can't just rush at her. They both would have to play very respectful of each other if he plays Cassiopeia here. So while I like the Rise, I feel like Cass would have been better. It would have given more to the comp, unless like what they intend to do with this composition is to really prioritize their rotations to objectives and use the Rise ultimate that way. And take the immobile Cho and be able to go cross map. Like I maybe that's it. That could be it. But I still think a Cassiopeia would have been a little bit better in this situation. I think it offers more damage, better CC for mid game. Another way of stopping the Janna ultimate. Better scaling. Yeah, I just like Cassiopeia better. But I'll say it again, Rise is perfectly fine. Orianna also would have been perfectly fine. Yeah, this draft is fine. There's nothing wrong with this draft, really. Cass may have been a little bit better, but there's nothing really wrong with this draft.
It also has the potential to chain CC Rune Prison into Rupture if they can get a pick onto any of the squishier members of Team WE, of which there are many thanks to that Rumble pick.
So do we feel like Team WE has a
So already we're off to a better start. We're off to a way better start than that game versus Misfits. TSM has a comp. They seem to have an identity to the comp, an idea of how they want to play it. We know that TSM's played all these champions. We have Rise on Bjergsen. We know that Sven Skirnin can play J4. We've seen him play J4. We know that Haunter can play Cho'Gath. We know that Doublelift's comfortable on Twitch, and we've seen Bios Lulu is very good. So everybody's in a comfort spot here. The comp has some type of identity. They seem like they have a plan. I like this draft. This has nothing to do with Parth.
So if we go into true late game, then the Rumble can lose its
TSM, their draft was perfectly fine here. Was a very good draft here.
But TSM, I think it's been difficult so far for teams to get that clean win against them.
Parth has done his job. Hashtag save Parth, boys.
Two teams, three-way ties in the group. They need to win to be in first place.
Okay.
And we are on to the Rift. Team
Let's see how
WE
things start out
TSM
here.
In Group D, as you said, Jack. If you want first place, you're going to have to find victories in these games. This stands for Team WE and for TSM here. Misfits just found their victory. We'll see who can do it within this game. I kind of asked stats.
Alright, TSM looks like they're posturing for early vision, maybe? Or just protecting against an invade, that could be it. Now they're just spreading out into regular lines, that seems good.
Up those weaknesses. We got the Twitch here at Worlds.
Professionally, he may not have played it. One would imagine that he has hopefully played it.
The first time, like, what do all these skills do? Sponge is different.
Wait, it's not
Wait,
called
hang on,
that?
they renamed Spray and Pray? So looking across the early game, we see fairly
Seems
stuff.
good.
Shield coming out from Shea in the mid lane, a bit of a defensive start from him, but the cool thing about Jace is because he is AD scaling, he has
Is Jarvan gonna stop at or start at red again? Strangely, I don't hate Jarvan starting topside this game. I actually think this is a good plan if he starts topside. Cho'Gath's going to end up under turret by the Rumble anyway, so really doesn't hurt the Cho'Gath to help the J4 leash. Um,
Yeah, Bjergsen, double lift, Sven
but you see
scaling.
Rumble's coming
They're
to the
all
lane
making
late
calls as well
too,
as
so
Hansel.
you know
They
that,
don't need to do this for
okay,
themselves. Last year, there were so
Kandi's
many
started
expectations
at
to
blue.
make
He
in the
started
semifinals.
top.
They were in that Samsung orange
Alright,
outfit.
so
They
now we
look
need
at
to
this
pay
here.
close
Pretty
attention
hard
to
to get
Double
out of,
Lift and
but they're close, right?
Biofrost.
A lot of the same parallels you can draw with G2 this
Because
year.
with that being the
This is,
case,
there was no Korean team in the group, but still, a
unless
lot
they
of
get
other good
pushed
teams
forced under
within
turret
WWE. Misfits who's
early,
moving up.
hyper
Pathfinder
early,
supposed to be a contender.
and it doesn't
It's
look like
all
that's the
about how you
case, they're
perform on the
actually able to
stage and
trade
whether you
pretty
get the
well
wins
here.
in subsequent weeks of the World Championship.
And we
So
talk
they're
about
staying about
how
middle of the lane.
this means
Are
so
they
much,
gonna
there's so
put
much
a ward in
pressure for
river?
TSM, but Team WWE, they've had a bit of an amazing year. This is the first time that they've been able to return to the World Championship since season 2.
There you go.
Where they made it all
Haunter's,
the way to
he's
the
doing okay against
quarterfinals,
the
that absolutely epic against
the
CLPW.
Rumble.
But
It's
this is
pretty
a
even
young
lane.
roster. The whole
He's
purpose of
actually getting
building
a
this
little bit
team
of a
was to
push on
build
him.
it over time.
CS
And
is
throughout
even.
this year,
Everything looks
they've been
good.
to MSI. They had the semifinals versus G2, and now they've fought their way into
Alright,
the playoffs.
and
And it
Sven
puts
puts
Pathé
the ward
just as
in
close as
river
TSM to
at
making it
Scuttle
out of the group stage.
Kandi's looking for an evade. Jarvan is quite
and gets
low. I
vision
don't
for the
know
bot
if
side, so
he's
now they know that
there a spot.
Kandi
They
is
definitely spawn
bottom.
him on the ward now, so there should be nothing
Kandi
to do about it.
invades
Extended invade.
for some
One thing that's
pressure on
interesting
Sven,
about this Team
and
WE
he can
team,
do this
though,
because
is while
Jace is
everybody
pushed
is
up in lane,
2-1,
bottom lane
the
is pushed up
memory
to
of Team
turret, so
WE
he
is
has a
it may
priority.
not
He
be
can
that they were
invade a little
totally
bit, just get a
dominant,
little
but
poke
if we look
into
at
Sven's
even those
jungle, see
games
what's
where
going
the
on there.
statistics across
They
all
know
the
that Sven
players,
is at the
this is
wolf
what they
camp.
have. 51.5%
They
of
know
games
that
post
because
gold.
Kandi saw Sven put the
Very
ward
respect
down
up there with the top
as he
teams,
passed
and they
by
almost never
the
fall
blast cone.
super far behind. So in their other games that they didn't lose, so in their 2 victories, they
So
were
you can
actually
assume
very
that the
dominant,
pathing of
and
Sven
they
is
could be fine
heading
coming into this final
back
week.
up top
Team
side.
WWE in this group do look like they know what to do with the lead. They were praised for it during the
So
regular
Kandi is
season
doing really well.
from
He's
PPL, and that's why they're still a
mirroring
scary contender. That's why
Sven.
all 3 analysts still peg them
And
potentially to be
Haunter's
able
doing
to
quite
take it
well.
out of this group. Expectations are still high,
They're
even though
both
this is
kind of,
the third
they
seed
know where the
right
jungles
now.
are,
Now they will be going up against TSM
they're
towards the
warding
end of the game. And as we
appropriately,
said, there is a bit of a timer on their composition. With the Caitlyn, they're looking to get early pressure.
the
This
jungles are
already
mirroring
looks
each
like there's a
other.
bit of a CS lead.
Okay, Sven
They have the
backs.
Jace in the mid lane too.
Yerksen
The
placed a good
FIP
ward at
just
mid.
falling behind Bjergsen in
Like,
terms
this
of
is a
numbers.
very, very
We're talking about
well
WWE being a
played
bit
early
quicker.
game
2 of
for
those games that they
TSM
won in the first week were 2 of the
and
fastest,
for
26 and
WE.
32
There's
minutes over
no
Mid
real
Fit's last
holes
game,
here.
so they're
Both
trying to
sides are
really
having.
trying to keep that consistency going to have
This
that
is a good
edge.
start.
Yeah,
This
and
is a
said
better
it
start
early
than the
on.
one against
Caitlyn
Misfits.
has
It was a
shifted
very
the
good start.
paradigm of that bottom lane a little bit, where previously it's all about just mining gold with gold quintessences and relic shields and
Yeah,
codes
Rumble's
to
getting a
get
little
them
bit
as
of a
fast as
push,
possible.
or
Whereas this
maybe
game, it's just
Haunter's
go and
losing a
raid
couple
on
creeps,
Mystic
but
or and shield
that's
on
gonna
Double Lift.
happen.
And
Like I
even though
said,
Ben
Rumble's
has
kind of
gone
strong
for the gold
early.
runes on Janna,
Haunter's
Biofrost is not,
probably
because
gonna
we
get
know how
pushed
much
under
they're going
turret.
to
He's
get
gonna
pushed
have
under
to
turret.
CS
They're
there
going to
and
bypass that
heal
part
up
of the
with
game.
those Vorpal
What
spikes.
Caitlyn
So
does is Ben
they're just
probably
playing
plays
out
out
as
in
best they
center
can.
first, and it's about how
Everything's
good the
kind of going
Bifrost
like I
can
said
actually
it
be
would.
before losing turrets.
The Caitlyn's getting a decent push
Hope that
on the
doesn't come when
Twitch.
the lane is lost or the track and fight needs to happen, but that's
TSM knew this was
usually
coming.
and seemingly the
They're
time
playing
that the
towards
victories
it.
just seem to come up.
This
Just
is
like Kobe's
appropriate.
out of a bit of laning phase or jungle pathing right now means really nothing, but you can see it back already here from Shea.
Okay.
Bjergsen is just waiting to do that now.
Kanye is just abusing the fact that he's got so much pressure in the bot side. It's letting him get so much vision into Sven's jungle, so they always know where he is.
Yeah.
Because yeah, like this won't work because they've seen it.
Trying to punish Ben pushing up so much with Mystic. He does show
Have
pretty
they
early,
seen
though.
it?
This means they're probably going for Ben.
Many eyes have been on a fairly consistent performer for the side of Team W. Unfortunately, has been playing a bunch of tanks, which is often the common theme
Yeah.
for top
Oh
laners. But as you
ho!
Bit of laning phase or jungle pathing right now means really nothing, but you can see it back already here from Shea. Bjergsen is just waiting to do that now.
Okay, that was nice. Hold on.
Biofrost is not.
And the lane is
They
lost.
ping
The track
out
and fight needs to happen,
Kandi,
but that's usually
and then they
seemingly the time
assume
those ardent sensors
the
seem to
places
come
that
up.
he's
Just
going to
like
place
Kobe's
vision.
out of
They say
bit of
they
laning
saw
phase or
that
jungle
he
pathing right
used the
now,
sweeper, so they're like,
and you
okay,
can see
he's placing a vision, or he's placing a ward here, and he's placing one on the other side of the sweeper, just because either they've seen the VODs or they are just judging and saying, well, usually when people sweep, they place a ward over that wall, and that way you can see Gromp and you can see blue buff. So these are the general places things for wards when you're invading, into red side, blue side of the jungle, or blue buff side of the jungle. So they have a general idea that these wards are here. So Sven is going to skirt this ward just on the edge so that they can't see it. And right when he gets to this set of vision, he stops here and pinks it. That way this ward is canceled out. So this bot lane doesn't... Mystic and Ben don't know that Sven is coming. The only indication they have that he may be on his way is that this ward suddenly fizzled out. Just disappeared. And it just got placed. So they have a little bit of an indicator. But maybe it just didn't flip off, like the light didn't... The switch didn't flick in their heads. And then they see Condi retreating out through this ward, which was really good ward by Bjergsen, and heading back towards his top jungle. Will this work? Probably not. Caitlyn, Janna, still very good lane. Really, really hard to gank, especially for J4, who can get tornadoed on his combo. It probably won't work, but it's a decent try. Okay. All right. So they got a little pressure. That worked out. That was a worthwhile roam. It gets Twitch off the turret. He can push this, get these creeps, hopefully push it up, push a lane out, and get it back, which is exactly what bot lane needs. So that was well played.
Yeah, and even just based on the Caitlyn pick, you know a lot of focus is going to be on both the AD carries. One thing that Team WE has done better than other teams is shut down the enemy AD carry while also enabling Mystic. I want to point to the DPMD, or the damage per minute difference.
Okay. Bot side started adding more vision, so I guess they want to stay. Okay, Condi went to Wolves, and then he's headed back this way. Because I think his Raptors spawn. Doublelift? They have a good sense of Condi's movements this game. TSM has a very good sense of Condi's movements. Because now Doublelift is going to go place vision, I think in the try in River again.
Yeah, and even just based on the Caitlyn pick, you know a lot of focus is going to be on both the AD carries. One thing
in the try brush
has done better than other teams is shut down the enemy AD carry while also enabling Mystic. I want to point to the DPMD, or the damage per minute difference at 400.
So now they have vision of Condi. Perfect vision of Condi. They know that he's okay, he's bot side again, he's buyer blue buff. Go back under turret, retreat, you know, make him dive us if he's gonna dive us. Matter of fact, if he does dive us, okay. As soon as they saw Condi here, and the bot lane presses under turret, Bjergsen needs to be cheating. He's farming and like passively as mid turret and just trying to clear the wave. But I wish he had dragged the wave to like here and started clearing the wave there, because Bjergsen needs a little bit of room to get his ult off to get bot lane if they do decide to make a dive. He knows that GA just pushed the wave, and we know that Condi is in the bot lane, and that a wave is about to crash on the bot turret. So all signs kind of point to bot getting dove here. I think Sven recalled here, mostly because they didn't expect a dive. They figured, okay, he's just poking in for more vision. Sven's gonna get a cheeky back, but maybe he should have stayed. But he's bought boots. He's on his way. This is mostly okay by TSM. Honestly, I don't like... The only thing I don't like right now, outside of Bjergsen needs to be cheating closer towards the bot lane, is that Doublelift needs to back off further. Because they know that this is a possibility. They're pinging it out. They've seen Condi. They know that the Jace just went miraculously missing and the Rumble's missing. That's why Haunter's pressing. Doublelift should be further back. Let's see if this works out. Okay, and right there. Jace goes Mia. Rise starts cheating towards the bot side. Just in case, see? He's cheating, he's cheating.
Puts himself in a safe position away from that damage. Svenskeren is here to help with the counter. WE trying to make
Alright, and Condi just goes in, he clears out the vision and gets vision. In the jungle, no dive happens. Haunter just hit 6, 7. So he's probably getting a stack up here. Placing a pink near his Krug so he can't get dough. Because Rumble's quite good at 6, even with Condi. With the Sejuani. It's actually pretty dangerous for a trail, so that's a good ward. I like that ward. But we know that something's gonna go down here. So there's something's a brewing. Okay. W's trying to steal a blue buff. Ooh.
Nice damage onto Ben, making it a little bit harder for either of them to get in and tank. Doublelift.
Lane phase will also double, especially he did underperform when he teleport though. To teleport did.
But looks like my word.
Oh my god, GA. Okay, that was just... There's not much you can do there. That's just GA being really good. That's really just... That's good. Damn. Okay. So no mistakes here so far by TSM. No real mistakes. We're 10 minutes in the game. They're playing a pretty even game against, and they have better scaling against a mid-game scaling comp. So far, TSM's playing great. This looks good. This game looks good from TSM.
We've seen it so many times from these teams that want to dive bottom lane. It was placed, and Haunter wouldn't have been able to match.
They lost the blue. This is weird. Okay, so they're trying to get Bjergsen a blue. They want a reply.
That's actually a bit of a misplay there from TSM because reading an article that Svenskeren
they de-leashed it. That was an accident, but I don't know. Honestly, I think the de-leash was probably the best thing to happen to them there because they were getting collapsed on, and I don't think they can win that fight. So Bjergsen's still only on tier. He's not like super strong. Condi just showed how much damage he can do, so yeah, the blue buff may have just saved them there. That invade on blue was... I don't know. There was a lot of faith going into that one.
Machine gun mage, he'll still get up there at some point. We'll see how big of an effect it has. If they're actually pushed into these fights early, GA is going to have a fun time just hitting out.
Bjergsen picks up his Catalyst.
Bottom side being hovered by Condi here. Looks like he's going to finish up his Raptors, and we might get a kind of all-around back for WE as they come back out onto the Rift.
Yeah, Double F getting BF Sword and Double Dagger is actually making him relatively confident in this lane. If they can sneak a Mountain Drake despite all the
They have a relatively good idea of what WE wants to do here, and they're playing really, really well around it. They're getting the early dragon on the Jace back. They had vision of Condi, I think. They caught him with that ward.
Condi here looks like he's going to finish up his Raptor. Condi here looks like he's going to back out onto the Rift.
Double F getting BF Sword and Double Dagger.
No, they didn't get vision. But they pulled the Drake out. And they know Jace backed. And their bot lane has more priority in the lane. At least they have the River Brush priority. So yeah, this is good. Alright, steal the dragon away from the mid-game scaling comp. Let's not give him a Drake. Let's take it away from him. That's good. Shogas scaling incredibly well. Haunter's doing fantastically against 957 here. He's almost 20 CS up. Okay, did they see this? Did they see this? Isn't that a ward? Yeah. Okay, so they see Kandi walk through that ward. Then they have a ward here. Sven just pinged that there's a ward right here. This turret's low. Just back off it. Okay, alright, there we go. So yeah, WE is just playing their comp really well. That was just going to happen. Like, that's just gonna happen. They were always going to lose bot lane turret first because Janna and Caitlyn are just, they're a bully lane, man. They're a bully lane up against Twitch. They've put a lot of pressure into the bot side of the map, constant roams. They're gonna get more damage on the turret. It's good stuff. Oh, Bjergsen got chunked twice. Man, that Youmuu's power spike, he is just, he's giving it to Bjergsen. I think Bjergsen not going Ninja Tabby was kind of disrespectful here. Like, the cooldown's nice, but the armor would be a lot nicer. Could have went Ninja Tabby. Okay, now they swap the bot lane top. TSM is gonna reply. Cho'Gath should be headed bot soon. Yep. Haunter smells a Kandi. Does a little bit of a flag drag on him. Says, hey, how you doing? And now we're at a 3v3 top side. Both junglers are here. I like that. And that, look how great Haunter's pink is. Look how much it's already paid off. I still love both these pinks. I think this is just, these are great pink wards. Okay, Bjergsen keeps getting chunked out. This is one of the main problems of this game. Bjergsen keeps getting chunked out. And it's because he didn't go any armor. 0 armor early, he's gonna die here. Oh god. He got chunked out so hard from the shock blast. And also, Haunter didn't switch up his pathing. I think Rumble shoves, Haunter catches the wave, and then they collapse on the mid turret. Yep. Rumble shoves the lane, Haunter catches this. This isn't Haunter's fault at all. This is just Bjergsen's getting super bullied in lane. There's no real way for him to trade out. And there's no armor. He has no armor right now. So that Jace is just half healthing him with every shock blast. So yeah, that gives him mid turret. And almost Bjergsen's life. Thank God Sven was over the wall. He's able to keep him alive. scare him away. So yeah, like as you can see, like TSM isn't necessarily playing this game really wrong. WE is just bullying TSM extremely well. Like they're using their comp exactly the way they have to. Kate's getting the poke when she has to get poke. They're getting shots on each turret. This was always gonna happen. TSM is a late scaling comp. They don't really have a way to stop this from happening. They don't have a way to get the Caitlyn off the turret, to get the Jace off the turret. The only thing that could be happening right now see this waiver? Then Hunter decides to go bot. Hunter should be going top. Not catching this wave, going top. I mean, maybe even if he wants to catch the wave, just clear it fast and then walk top. I think the only thing that scares him is there's no vision in this jungle. They cleared it. Jace clears this pink. They never got a ward here. So as soon as this mid turret goes down, you want to get wards here, here. Yeah, just here and here. Because it shows the entrances to your jungle. You already know that this is a potential entrance to your jungle because of this ping. So the only bush that you're really scared of if you get a ward right here and here is this bush, because you could go to this bush, maybe into this one. You know what I mean? Like that's really the only path they could take. Maybe you could get a ward over the Krugs, but your bot lane's getting too pressured out for that. So really, the only wards you want are here and here, and mostly you're gonna just be taking back routes around. Back into the top lane, like around here. So yeah, maybe Sven's scared to go through his jungle, but he should have just cleared it and walked around. Because he still needs to be here. Matter of fact, Bjergsen should start cheating top too.
It's not about getting a bunch of kills, it's not about finding a bunch of picks, it's just using your lane advantages where you have the push.
But what Sven's saying is he's going bot lane because Cho'Gath has pushed up. So he's saying Cho is up here. He's in no man's land. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to clear out the vision for Cho'Gath. We're going to put pressure bot lane. And we're going to keep the Cho alive. Get him wards. Allow him to press the turret on the Rumble. Because I think Cho'Gath's a little bit stronger than Rumble right now. Rumble can't really kill the Cho. He's 40 CS up. Should be a level ahead. Yeah, he's a level ahead. Cho is TP. Rumble is TP. Rumble has no ultimate though. So Cho has the priority right now. So yeah, this is fine from Sven. And WE's just saying, okay, we're going to punish you for that. We're going to press up on the turret because Cho'Gath's bot lane, so we know that your jungler is going to have to support him bot lane, and we're going to get more damage on your secondary. Bjergsen should start cheating. He should be using that realm ward. At least put a ward here. But Sven runs up and puts pink there. He sees what's happening, sees that they get some more pressure on the tier 2, so he runs up, puts a ward here, puts a ward at this bush so that if they walk through this path, you get vision of that. Still like to see a ward, at least here. At least here, out on the outskirts of your Raptor camp. But that's okay. What? Double lift? Double lift walks up. Okay, this is bad. He had no business being there. Doublelift had zero business being there. Biofrost has backed off. Sven is back at his Raptor camp. He knows where his teammates are right now. He knows where his teammates are right now. Rise is still at a secondary mid. Cho'Gath is pushed up to turret. He's got no help here. That turret's not even on, that wave's not even on your turret yet. So pushing out this far to hit a creep wave? Why? Why does he have to be in the middle of the creeps to hit the creep wave? Just like sit right here. Sit right here and auto the front minions. It's like he just, maybe he wanted to push it off, but yeah, he just paid for it with his life. That's the price you pay. He never saw the bot lane move. He didn't see them back. You know what I mean? You don't know for sure. You have no vision here. W has choked out the vision. You know that Kandi's up around here somewhere. I'm pretty sure they saw that. Yup, they pinged it out. You have no support. You have no Lulu ult. So yeah, he's just completely out of position. He's completely out of position here. And this, you actually see Sven stutter. That's Sven in real life. Like, wait, the fuck? Double lift? And now Sven's in his jungle. But you see what happens? Right there. Sven's in his jungle at red. They kill double lift. They kill double lift. So you know they have 3 people topside. You know double lift, your AD carry is dead, right? They still never got that ward right here. Remember that ward I was saying, right? They need I like to see a ward right outside their raptor bush, right there. They don't have it. So what happens? The Jace comes just in under vision, shoots shock blast at Sven on the red buff, because I think they have ward vision on the red buff. They're pinging it out. Boom. Smacks him right on the head. Hey, give me that red buff. Bjergsen comes up to reply, but yeah, they almost lose 2 there. A lot of this pressure, a lot of what's happening here is the fact that Bjergsen got super bullied. Bjergsen actually just got beat in lane this game. And it's because he should have built Ninja Tabby. Also, I mean, Rise is like, he's a scaling mid laner. He's not especially strong in the mid game. There's not much he can really do against a Jace. Because when the Jace is building lethality, you're building mana. But still, Ninja Tabby would have made things a little bit better for him. Shock Blast would have hurt a little bit less. I don't know, it's caused some problems. It's made, they had to give up mid really early. But then you had double just strange positioning up there at the top turret. And all that's led to a 4 turret deficit, you know? Like, but it's also, like I said, this kind of gonna happen. They're a mid-game comp. You're kind of agreeing to play from behind when you pick full scaling. So maybe you're okay with this if you're TSM. They've lost a little bit of vision. They've lost some turrets. Hey, they're replying with a turret in the bot lane for Scuttle. Maybe. Nope. Denied by 957. They're replying with no, they don't have vision of the team, they can't get a dragon. Okay, so no, they're just bleeding out. But you're gonna get beat down a little bit, okay? Like you're playing a scaling comp, you're gonna get beat down a little bit. It's not like they've completely got it trashed in the early game. It's just WE is snowballing really well. They're using their power spikes really well. You can't play extremely defensive here. You just kind of have to, you know, protect your inners, play for the late game, let Cho scale, let Doublelift scale, wait till he gets his IE. You know what I mean? Like, eventually you're gonna be stronger than them. You just have to deal with this. That is not the way to deal with it. Okay, so they stayed under tier 2, it's going down. This TSM's done this so many times in their losses. This turret's dead. It's definitely dead. Like, there are 3 people at this turret, right? You know they have Rift Herald. In what world does this turret stay alive, even if WE doesn't fight? Even if they don't fight? Like, you already know that they can fight, and if they do fight, they'll win, right? You know you can't fight them right now. Outside of, like, maybe a 5v5 under your inners. So what's the purpose of being at this turret? And you know what? I guess this is another reason I would have preferred the Cassiopeia to the Rise. I feel like Cassiopeia has better wave clear. Like, much better wave clear. Allows you to, like, prolong, draw out a game more at turrets if you want to, like, keep your turrets up. Rise really doesn't. He has decent wave clear, but he has to be closer to do it. Like, Cassiopeia just drops her miasma down and cleans the wave out. They can't really dive in on you because miasma is up. I prefer Cass here. Cass would have been better. It would have worked out better. Maybe they wouldn't have had to have given so many turrets. But yeah, just being here at this turret, they don't have the wave clear for this. This turret's going down. They have a Herald. Caitlyn has already hit her IE. Jace is shock blasting for 1,000,000 damage. Like, there's no point in being here under this turret against a poke composition, a mid-game poke composition, when you know that it's inevitable that the turret is going down.
And it's just not working.
Yeah, and that right there was one of the costs even.
Boom.
Right on the defense, Karen.
Bjergsen gets half health and engaged. Did he have flash up? He did. And cleanse. That's just a mistake. That's just a mistake. He has cleanse here and flash. Or is he down for just half a second? Ooh, no, it was down for just 10 seconds. Just came back up. Just, wow, that timer was gorgeous. That was just really good by WE. Oh, my bad. That was on Sven, who has no flash. Boom, Sven. Okay, so they know he has no flash. And then Bjergsen gets punted in because he tried to exchange damage. He should have just ran. They're like trying to trade back. They're trying to figure out some things are going wrong, and they're just panicking. That's what's happening. This is just like the snowball's happening faster than they thought it would happen. They're just panicking. Like, nope. They get the inhib and they're out. That's really, I don't know. There's not much that you could say about TSM's play. It's not that bad. Their play isn't actually that awful. Maybe they could have grouped a little bit earlier, but to be totally honest, like, their group is not as strong as WE's right now. It's just not. Like, GA is too strong right now, and the Caitlyn is pretty strong as well. They've got a lot of extra gold from objectives, just from turrets. So the snowball's kind of in full effect. WE's just played their snowball composition extremely well. So TSM has to play way more defensive. You know, like they're waiting out the storm, trying to get items. You know what I mean? Rumble's TPing in. They're gonna try to get a gank on the Cho'Gath now. I think he should be okay. Yeah, he has flash. Rupture. Nope. Those are really nice traps by Mystic. Forced him to walk around them. It's just such good proactive play from WE that you can't even blame TSM for this loss. This isn't necessarily TSM's fault. Their composition was okay. But like in this situation where they have such a strong snowball, and clearly they're very comfortable playing this type of snowball, TSM has to play it damn near perfect. You know what I mean? Like, you have to keep them out of your base. Like, there's one slip up, couple deaths. WE is basically showing you exactly what should have happened when Misfits got that lead. They're saying, okay, well, you gave us a foot in the door, now we're just going to kick it the fuck open, and this game's going to end. Like, that's what's going to happen. So, yep, this game's over.
You can see TSM wants a bit of this fight, but even at low mana, they're trying to get a little bit back. The time they have to leave in their base when the minions are pushing out too, they will not get this chance very often from here on out.
This game shouldn't even last more than like 4 or 5 minutes.
We criticized TSM's early game and their ability to play in this portion of the map. However, I feel like
Bjergsen's just not strong enough right now. Now that he like got a little bit of armor, you could see like he's a little more confident and like staying up and trying to get poke damage back. So like Jay's Shock Blast won't just kill him, but their rotations are so fast too. They just like sweat the vision. They're like instantly top lane. No unnecessary backs. Staggered their backs. Still rushing. Forcing fights at turret immediately. If TSM tries to like protect their turret, they just engage on them. This is exactly how you play this composition. Like you don't blame TSM for this type of game. This was just WE showing exactly what WE is capable of. Like this is why you should, if you did not expect WE to come out first place in groups in this group, you were just like kidding yourself, because this sometimes WE just plays like this. This is the WE that beat SKT.
That Bjergsen kill means Team WE could greed and stick around, but they might take the 3 inhibitor cycle, move it into Baron, and then make one unstoppable push.
Yep. We could almost end this VOD here.
Yeah, they're gonna do that. They're gonna do that. Team WE. Wow. You know, you think back and you think this was one of the dominant games of the group. I mean, Longju is the only one that was faster than this during the group stages so far. They were able to end it extremely swiftly as well. But WE, they've just
could almost end this VOD here.
The speed to 3 turrets, the speed to 6 turrets, the speed to triple inhibs down.
Okay, but what could TSM have done potentially to win this game? Honestly, I think TSM should have been the proactive one, even though they're not as strong as WE. Even though they're not as strong as WE. In the early game, they should have utilized Bjergsen. They should have utilized the Realm Warp. Tried to get some real vision in the bot side of the map, and they should have ganked Mystic and Ben. Like, even though Kandi was giving them a lot of pressure and he was showing bot lane quite a bit, Bjergsen is just, he's going to be able to get bot lane faster than GA, just naturally because of the champions that they're playing, because of Bjergsen's ultimate. So their best shot, really, was to just kill the Caitlyn and Janna. Like, if they had just, like, forced a quick engage on Caitlyn Janna at around, like, as soon as Bjergsen hit, like, 6, there's a chance they would have been able to stop the snowball. They could have cushioned themselves with a little bit more gold, kept the pressure off the bottom turret, and kept the domino effect from happening. But because of that, you know, like I said, you can't really blame TSM for this. Like, they picked a comp, they thought that it was the best. I honestly still feel like Cassiopeia was a better choice. It would have protected their turrets a lot better. It's way more wave clear. It's like just a... Even Ori maybe, but definitely Cass. It just gives them better turtle capabilities for their late game comp. But this... WE just played really, really fucking well this game. Just really, really well this game. So let's not count this one. Let's not blame TSM for this loss. This one is not TSM's fault. I wouldn't even put the blame on any particular player this game. Everyone in TSM seemed to play pretty well. Maybe the worst player this game was Bjergsen. Doublelift made a mistake. Bjergsen made some mistakes. So, like, out of all of them, Sven seemed to play quite good this game. Haunter was playing pretty good this game. Bjergsen and Doublelift maybe made the slip-ups that caused the landslide. So if you put anything on anyone, it's those two, but it's hard to truly blame them for this game. Like, I wouldn't say that TSM played that poorly this game. And, you know, I was hyper critical of them the first game, and that's because, to be fair, they made a ton of mistakes the first game. This one, you got outplayed. Sometimes it happens. You know what I mean? It was WE's day. Like I said, maybe they use the realm warp and get a quick collapse, a sneaky collapse on the bot lane. Let's push that turret. Maybe that was their best chance. Even then, I feel like it's just so hard to kill that bot lane because Janet Caitlyn. But I mean, with the root from the Rise, Lulu ultimate, J4 ultimate, there's potential. I mean, GA could still show up, and that could have turned the tides of a gank like that, and that would cause even more problems. But you know, you gotta try something. And like, I think what they felt, why they didn't attempt that, was because they felt that their comp scale better. It does scale better. Eventually, Rise is going to be better than Jace. Eventually, the Twitch is going to do way more than the Caitlyn. Eventually, the Cho'Gath's going to be unkillable. All these things will eventually come to fruition. If they just can hold on, it will eventually happen. It's just WE was not going to allow that to happen. WE, they didn't let it come to that point. They showed you exactly how to play a mid-game spiking composition. They grouped at the right times. They pushed objectives when they could. Whenever they got an inch in the door, they took a mile. Like, they choked Vision very quickly, almost instantly. They played around their power spike. Like, they rotated fantastically. Win some, you lose some.